Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kirari and I do stupid things, and today I'm reviewing another game I absolutely fell in love with here on Roblox, and it's called Dragon's Life. Let your inner dragon out. I had way too much fun with this game. So when you first get started, you can choose an age or stage of a dragon's life. Um, as an egg, you will be able to actually hatch into a newborn, and then over time, you will not. You have the choice actually to choose when you want to age up. You can click a button in the menu, and you can go between newborn, teen, and adult, but you can't go backwards. You can only go up, and as an adult, you can't change it all, and you would have to reset your character in order to start over, or you can spawn in as any stage as you want to. There's a game pass also to make the adult 10% bigger, and it looks like the developers are working on making animations so that the egg can possibly be picked up by some of the older dragons, but not yet. However, you can just roll around and jump and shake and make little egg noises until you hatch. At the very least, we're going to spawn in with an adult first. And you already know, as a huge avid fan of an awesome book series by Twee Sutherland called Wings of Fire, which is published through Scholastic. An amazing book series about dragons, by the way, highly recommend. I had to have a couple of my favorite characters reiterated in this game. Um, this one is Whiteout, which is Darkstalker's younger sister from the Legends book of Darkstalker. Oh, where's this random backlight coming from? So it starts you off with a basic dragon. I have some preset dragons. You have 3 spaces over here on the right to save 3 different colorizations of dragons. However, the only thing it does not save is body modifications and the pattern on the scales. It calls it materials here. I prefer my dragons to have the sand all across the board because it looks smooth and natural. They have a cobblestone look, which kind of makes it look really crystalline and nice. And then the default one is concrete, which is all that sandy, grainy looking one that I don't like. And any body modifications, which are changing the shape of the horns and changing the shape of the tail tip, those do not save. It always loads you in with the default, and you have to manually go in there and change these 2 things. However, all the colors that you pick for each individual piece of the body of the dragon will save in these 3 presets. So I just have to come in here and manually change the things I don't like when it comes in. So I made Whiteout. She's absolutely one of my favorite colors when it comes to making different color combinations for dragons. As a character, I didn't mind her much in the Darkstalker story, but as a color and for the reference papers and, artwork and beautiful pictures of her, she's just so pretty. She's actually a hybrid between 2 tribes of dragons in the Wings of Fire universe, an Icewing and a Nightwing, from 2,000 years ago as well. She's just so pretty, and I think I did a really good job of hashing out her colors here. And normally when you make a dragon, and we're going to use our first preset as examples, we're going to load it in. I just made a pastel dragon, and usually I keep her cobblestone because she looks crystalline and really, really pretty. You can change each individual thing as a group as opposed to doing each piece of the body. So the eye color and then the sclera and the pupils later on. The primary color, which I have pink, but it does the entire body and the wing sections, the wing bones, the wing arms and fingers, etc., etc. And then the secondary color is the underbelly, which is literally just the underbelly and the neck. You can make that literally anything, and it comes with a slider too, so you can go across any of the spectrum with each individual color if you want as well. The next page will have the spikes, which includes the horns, the spikes on her face, the spikes along her back, and the spikes on her wing thumb. The 2 spikes on each wing. You can change... Oh, I did the inside wings button. You can change the spikes to pretty much anything. It includes the horns, but it does not include the claws. They have their own separate thing. And as you can see, the inside of the wings can also be grouped together and made a single color, etc. Whatever color you want. The sclera, which is the white of the eyes. Usually I would keep it white, but you can choose whatever color you want. The claws are individual. They can be any of these preset colors or any color you put on the slider. And the pupils of the eyes, which normally I just keep black. And then the materials, which is just the pattern all across the scales. I'm putting her as cobblestone. It looks really nice, actually. And then you can do body modifications, which are just changing the horns from either these straight slicked back horns or a swirly type horn. And then there's a couple of options you can change for the tip of the tail. I like the rhombus because it kind of looks like the tail is natural and doesn't have anything on it at all, but I also like the spiky rhombus and the triple rhombus. The long one is just really, really long. And that's fine too if you're looking for a really spiky dragon. I'm just doing really random stuff for this character. individual pieces of the body, you use the paint bucket. So you take any color, use the slider, get whatever color you want, and you can click on each individual piece of the body and change its color. Now there are bits like the middle body parts and the neck and the face and the part of the head that's attached to the horns right here. If you click one, it will color both. It will do both sides symmetrically, and no matter what, if you click the other one a different color, it will do both of them the same color. No matter what you do, it will do the same. But there are parts of the body, like each individual wing piece, the shoulders and arms and feet and claws, that will not do both sides, and you can change those individually if you want to. Also, keep note that there are a couple of like little phalanges on the back of her here, more parts of the wing. It's like an extra part attached to the back of the dragon's hips, which I think is pretty cool. You can color those as you wish and make any color, any piece of it, any different color you want, etc. Individual fingers of the wings, the membranes of the wings. You can do whatever you want with the colorization here. It's really awesome and pretty free-flowing and pretty stylish, to be honest. So once you finish customizing your dragon with everything you wanted to do, you can pick the element that the dragon breathes out of its mouth. And they have a whole selection of elements down here except for Void. Void is the only one that you cannot, and you have to buy it with Robux. And you can also buy the element animation and stick it on the tail of the dragon for Robux as well. The elemental tail tip. And you can equip that. It literally just takes the animation you see here coming out the dragon's mouth and just puts it on the tail of the dragon. And it keeps it there throughout the entire time you play the game unless you unequip it. And you can also pick from any of these preset colors and actually change the color of the element that comes out the dragon's mouth. I'm going to go with magic. It's a really pretty animation. And I'm going to change the color, I guess, I don't know, orange to match this crazy orange colorization I got here. And then you can change some basic information. This can be changed at any point in time in the game with the main menu. And you do not have to reset your character every single time to change this stuff. I'm going to name it Rando. I'm not saving any of the presets because this is Rando. Random Dragon. And you can actually choose between either female, male, or non-binary for the gender, which I think is absolutely perfect for June Pride Month. And then you click spawn and you come into the game. She is an adult dragon, so she's going to spawn here at the main campgrounds. When you spawn in as a newborn or an egg, you will actually spawn in an adoption cave. You can click the campfires on and off. And you can fly, literally my favorite part of the entire game. This is the adoption cave, and then people pretty much role play in here and you can adopt each other because there's actually a grouping function in the game. You can make packs or families, and you can join them, you can lock them and have specific people or keep it open for everybody to join if they want. And it's just a role-playing heaven place. Just some wonderful awesomeness. If you want to. And if you are on computer, I'm not sure what it is on mobile, if you hold down the shift button, the running and the flying will get a little bit faster. Here I'm holding it down and here I'm letting it go and she flies a little slower. And then here she's walking and then I hold it down and she's running. Now there's also, I love the animations, to be honest. It makes it look a bit more realistic than just a computer game. And I like how her head moves depending on where you move the camera, so it looks like she's moving or she's looking in those directions. They have animations specifically for you to use, sitting down, sleeping, laying down without sleeping. And then sounds like roaring and growling and this cute little rar. Rar. The baby one sounds even cuter if you spawn in as a newborn or an egg and it makes that sound. It makes a super cute baby version of the sound. But the roar stays the same. It has a bite animation and you can use the element and make the dragon breathe some of the element that you chose. And all of these, as you can see, are bound to any of the keys on the keyboard. So you can see that it says dash and then a letter, R, Y, U, E, Q, etc. These animations are bound to some keys on the keyboard, so you can literally just hit the keybind. Rawr. And boom. Now the hurt animations, you pick each of these parts of the body and it makes it look like you kind of hurt yourself or you were in a battle or something. The animation, however, doesn't change. It doesn't look like the dragon is limping with the hurt appendage. I'm not too sure I like it very much, but it's something you can do. And even with the wings, it just puts the wings down. The only gripe I have about the wing one is you can't do them both at the same time. It'll flip the other if you try to do it. And then there's emotions that you can put on the face. I love how expressive they made the dragon's faces. Happy, angry, sad. It actually tilts its head down a little bit. Awkward, it makes a derpy looking face. Think, I think, is my favorite because it puts one eyebrow up, and I just love that expression. And ugh, where it just puts both eyebrows down and it makes it look like I am so tired of the shit. Scared, which is kind of cute, makes it look really like real upset looking. And then these two derpy ones, which are called funny. It just puts the dragon's tongue out, but number 2 is funnier because it makes the jaw askew and makes the eyebrows asymmetrical. It's kind of derpy and dopey, and it's just adorable. And again, in the main menu, you can change the dragon's details however you want without going and resetting the character every single time. And apply the changes. And there's some other things. You can mute the music here in the game. If you buy the VIP pass, you can play whatever music you want, but it's sound directional, so it only plays around you, and other people won't be able to hear it unless they are close to you physically in the game, and you can actually mute that if you don't want to hear their music. And there's also things to hide the name tags, including your own, and there's a random sneezing animation you can turn on in here, and there's camera filters you can put on the entire game as well, which I think are really, really awesome things that you can do here in the game. The flying absolutely is my favorite. The only other gripe I have with the game, other than some of the things not saving in the preset, like body modifications and the scale material, the only real major gripe I have with the game is that it's a small map. So the map is awesomely divided in multiple different regions for different elemental dragons. They have snow, they have rocks, and they have lava, they have regular plains and beautiful green trees, they have jewels and gems and like little pockets and caves to RP and fly around in, and these awesome floating areas that you can fly up to, which I think is so cool. However, the entirety of the map is actually quite small, and I can actually go underneath the map if I fly over the boundaries because the boundaries are not locked. They do have a nice skybox, and they do have an in-game time, dyslexia. If you can see, the moon is actually underneath the map right now, and slowly it will rise upwards as the in-game time goes. And in-game time, each second in real life is 1 minute in the in-game time. And I love the flying animation, as, to be honest, it's probably my favorite part, is just being able to fly around as a dragon. And I love the cute, quirky music that plays throughout the entire game as well. And of course, it's Pride Month, so I'm happy as fuck to see nothing but rainbow dragons flitting around. It's so cute. I absolutely love it. Now we're going to go spawn in as an egg real quick, and I'm going to show you my other Wings of Fire character that I created. So, again, with the presets, they get on my nerves. And no matter what you pick for any of these presets, it does not matter. The only thing you can change is the primary color of the egg, and you can pick a material that you can put on. Like, the cobblestone makes it look really decent. But no matter what you choose for any of these other customizations, the dragon will not spawn with those colors. It will spawn with the skin or colorization that you just used previously, whether it's one of your saved presets or whatever it is you just had in the previous game. It will spawn in as such. But I'll show you just real quick a few of the cute little things you can do as a little baby egg. It spawns you in the adoption cave, and you can literally roll around. And it's so adorable. You can roll around and jump, and that's pretty much it. And the animations they give you is to sit, which just lays the egg down flat, and shake, which kind of sounds like and looks like the dragon is trying to hatch out of the egg. Now, this hatch button at the top of the screen, if you're in any other stage of the dragon's life, clicking that button will not do anything. I tried. It doesn't do shit. It only works if you are an egg. So I'm going to go find me a little pocket. I guess the pink one. That works. This thing can roll. And we're going to shake, shake, shake. You don't have to. It's just fun for RP. And then hatch. Yes, age up to child. And you're going to be a little tiny dragon. And there's the colors I was just using in the previous game. I am now a baby dragon. And if you take a listen, the roar is even cuter. And the growl, too. They sound like baby versions. It's so adorable. And you can RP, you can do lots of other... Basically, you can do everything you can as an adult. You're just a lot smaller, and you fly a lot slower. Like, you still fly pretty fast, even if you hold down the shift button. But adult dragons flying next to you will fly faster. And last but not least... My absolute favorite out of all the presets. As much as I love my whiteout, my favorite is Peril. Peril is my favorite character in Wings of Fire. And again, with the body mods, I have to manually go in here and change it. Because on the book cover for Peril's book, which is called Escaping Peril, the cover art is drawn by Joy Ang, and she's drawn with swirly, curvy horns. But in the comic rendition of the Wings of Fire books, she's drawn as really straight slickback horns, which kind of look exactly like the ones here preset in the game. But I'm going to go by the Joy Ang colorization and shapes and all that from the cover of her book. And I'm going to just give it a rhombus so that it looks like her tail is just ending by itself. And I even made the colors to make it kind of look like that, as if it's gradating from a bright fiery orange to like a bright fiery red. Ooh, I can make her tail move. I didn't even know I could do that in this part of the game. And I think I did a really good job of making the colors to make it look like Peril. Peril is absolutely one of my favorite characters in Wings of Fire. Wings of Fire is the best dragon fantasy book series. It's literally just dragons as if they were humans, but they were dragons. They have the same issues. They have the same problems. They go through wars. They go through social injustices. They literally go through what we go through, and it's modern day. So I think the author does an amazing job with dealing with some of the issues. And the representation in the book is amazing, especially for the LGBTQ community. There are characters and canonical couples, dragon couples in the book that are either same gender or non-binary, and there is a human character in the book as well that also is non-binary and goes by they, them pronouns. It's absolutely amazing. I think this author did such a great job, and I highly, highly, highly recommend reading the book Wings of Fire. There are plenty of books in the series. There's about 15 books in the main series, a couple of legend spin-offs, and about 4 short stories, and some like companion books like Drawing Dragons, and then there's the comic renditions of the first 5 books, and they're continuing on with that. So I highly recommend looking into Wings of Fire by Twee Sutherland. So no matter how many times I hit save, it never saves the material of the scales and the horn and tail tip body modifications. But it will save everything else. Everything else that I clicked, all the individual pieces that I colored, it will save those things. Now, Peril is a Skywing from Wings of Fire, so of course she's going to have the fire element, and I'm going to keep the normal colorization of fire. And we're going to name her Peril, and she is a fire scales. That's what she was referred to in the book. She's a female, and we're going to spawn her. And we are an adult, so we spawned over here at the main campgrounds. And now I'm a beautiful fire scales Skywing. And I just love, love, love playing as Peril. I will be Peril all day. Cool. That's really cool. So yeah, I really hope you guys have fun exploring this awesome Dragon RP game in Roblox. Crazy how this is a Roblox game, isn't it? I absolutely adore this game. Pretty much more for the customizations than anything else. I'm kind of a transmog whore, and I kind of absolutely love just spending hours coloring things and playing with colors and customizing things and changing things, and it's absolutely one of my favorite parts of any kind of game. So yeah. This has been Kirari reviewing another Roblox game, and I hope you enjoy the video and your time here in Dragon's Life. And I hope to see you and your dragons here with me as well. Happy! Have a great day!